at practice. Everybody getting into the act.
Durant fires for three.
Got it! Got it! Here's Thompson for three.
Big shot by Steph Curry.
Leave it to the Warriors to steal the spotlight from LeBron James. Just 24 hours after LeBron joins the Lakers, the winner of 3 of the last 4 NBA titles gets DeMarcus Cousins. Welcome to Free Agent Fever. I'm Jared Greenberg. We'll get you up to speed on who else will be joining LeBron on the Lakers roster, plus Summer League highlights, including a Marvin Bagley dunk you gotta see. First, NBA.com's Sekou Smith joins us by way of the phone with the rich getting richer. Sekou, it's not just that the Warriors get DeMarcus Cousins, it's that nobody else got DeMarcus Cousins. How did the market allow this to happen?
Well, it's crazy, Jared. Apparently nobody else wanted DeMarcus Cousins. He didn't get one single offer at 12:01 when free agency kicked off. He reached out to Bob Myers and the Warriors to gauge their interest in him. And from that initial conversation, word I'm sure spread around, that Warriors roster, and those guys started reaching out to Cousins and letting him know that absolutely he'd be wanted, on that team. And the rest, as they say, is history. Like DeMarcus said, he's a Warrior.
Yeah, and he is, and a guy that can do it all, but first he's got to get healthy. If indeed, Sekou, he is healthy at some point this season and into what is expected to be yet another long playoff run, how dangerous does he make this team and become almost a trade deadline pickup, if you will?
Well, it's unprecedented, Jared. I can't remember a time when we looked at a roster and the starting 5 potentially had all been all-stars or all-NBA players. It's remarkable that the Warriors have stumbled into yet another piece of good fortune. The circumstance that leads DeMarcus Cousins to their roster in a year after they've won back-to-back titles. Kevin Durant has put together 2 back-to-back Finals MVP seasons, and here you are getting, arguably when he's healthy, the best big man in the league. It gives them a dynamic that they haven't had throughout this run, not even with Andrew Bogut, who was a defensive-minded center who could really affect the game on both ends of the floor. They haven't had a big man who could score inside and out the way DeMarcus Cousins can. And if you unleash him in the playoffs, you're talking about him inside and the Splash Brothers and Kevin Durant outside with Draymond Green playing center field on defense. They're going to be a nightmare.
Talk about the death lineup taken to the next level. Sekou, clearly it appears to be a win-win for both the Warriors and DeMarcus Cousins, who hopes to cash in both with his play and maybe even with his reputation around the league for a big-time deal a year from now. But what about for the league as a whole, when so many people clamoring for parity, and people didn't like it when Durant went to the Warriors? Is this signing a good thing for the NBA?
Well, look, people are going to be complaining about parity and the lack thereof, the tilting of power to the Western Conference with LeBron James, going to Los Angeles. But the truth of the matter is, Jared, the Warriors have just happened on some unbelievable luck. The salary cap spike leads to Kevin Durant, being able to join them a couple years ago in free agency. An Achilles injury and the market being a little bit tighter this summer leads to DeMarcus Cousins joining them, on a 1-year deal for the mid-level, which is insane that you're going to get him for that price. And that's just about pure happenstance. It's not like the Warriors plotted this out or calculated this whole thing, but the fact that they were there and their culture was intact and allowed them to recruit these guys tells you something about, I remember when Joe Lacob said that the Warriors were light years ahead of everybody else around the league, and everybody got really upset, took offense to what he said. But the results seem to favor Joe Lacob.